Alright, so a quick update. Halfway through turn 11, the Russians have just done their turn and the Germans are about to begin. But the Russians have finally captured Pskov here. It took a lot of force and a lot of supply. The Germans weren't really thinking they could hold it much longer anyways, didn't put up an intense fight, but it certainly held out quite a while, much longer than it did historically as well. So that gives us 2 more pop points for the Russians. So with what happened in the center here as well at Brzezinski, which is right here, that puts the Russians up to 21 pop points, which is their target for this turn. Could have gone to 22 if the supply situation was a little better up further along the map here. And that giant DG'd stack right there. We didn't really have the supply there to attack and trying to dislodge the defenders there and gain a victory point on this turn. And I'm going to move the camera and we'll take a closer look at what's going on over here, because this is where the Germans are going to be attacking shortly here. Alright, let's not knock anything down. So, you can see our defenses are built up along the lines here, along this river line. We're holding one of these pop points here, which actually we could very well lose and lose a victory point to the Germans here with their reinforcements coming in. Holding fairly strong around here, thin but strong at the moment. We wanted to just get some force forward, so we couldn't just be driven through by the oncoming Panzer divisions. Starting to make our push towards Riga as well. Here and here, DGing a strong German unit there as well, to prevent any counterattacks, hopefully. The Russians have also reacted with train bus against some hexes along this main road here. So at that junction there, and right there as well. So anything coming onto the map from here will, the rail and the units coming on will have to go through the train busting hex. So that will slow them down, hopefully allow this to tighten up a little bit from the Russian point of view. I'm a little at loss for what to do with the German forces that are coming onto the map. We'll take a look at them now. There is quite a bit of force, but not a lot to support them. So, take a look here. So we have 7th Panzer, 12th Panzer, and some infantry and an artillery group here. Like I said, some strong force, some good action ratings, but a blind attack by this unit into the oncoming Russians will find them surrounded quite quickly, I believe. They also need to worry about maintaining a line of defense as well. A counterattack must be on the cards in some sense, but the Germans are weak so many other places that just have to figure out what the balance is to get right here. So, alright, going to get on with the German turn and we'll see what ends up happening. Alright, so turn 11 is in the bag. Germans have just finished their movement and combats and everything. Just solidifying our lines here, more towards the center, pulling back along the rail lines here and here, trying to get into some more defensible terrain. Some decent terrain here, but we would have been flanked for sure, so pulling back with as much force as we can. Some of these units are just here as delaying, and these 2 units here are blocking the rail. They're very faint, but the rail hex is leading back towards the Pskov area, because it could be a easy route through to our rear there. We're going to have to be very conscious of this flank if we can't hold it, and it depends what the Soviet supply situation looks like as to whether they can reach into behind the Pskov front, but something to keep an eye on for the Germans. Towards the center here, Daugavpils, fairly successful in our pullback, have a bit of a new front line set up. Daugavpils has some units garrisoning there. They have yet to be attacked. they will be definitely on the next turn, and just moving some supply in as able via air transport to keep them in supply there. Can look up the line here. Nothing really major. I'll move up there now and take a look at what happened with our Panzer divisions, which is a lot less exciting than I was hoping for, but there's a reason for that, so we'll go take a look. Alright, so here's our situation at the far end of the map. The Panzer divisions have rolled on, and because of the train busting along these main roads here, we're not able to advance as far as we may have liked to put some real pressure on the main force here. They've kind of taken up some defensive positions, but we did manage one little counterattack there, dislodging the single unit defending it, and actually means the Germans have scored a victory point on this turn. Puts them ahead at 1, and leaving the Russians in position of needing 4 more just to not lose another victory point, so they'll need 5 points on the next turn to even things back up. So tough to see where that comes from. Rolled for an initiative, and I think the Russians are going to be going first to try and get that there, take over here and start attacking Dogov Pills, and we want to kind of consolidate what we have. Thought about giving it to the Germans because there's not a ton they could do with a double turn right now, but I think we could cause more damage bursting through now as the Russians, and while the Germans are on a back foot, try and cause them some problems. So I'm probably wrong. I usually am about the initiative choices, but we'll see how that goes. Forgot to add at the end of that video there, the Germans actually benefiting from not committing their forces that came in the 2 divisions, because they have 4 divisions and some support forces coming in the next few turns. This is a Countess box. It's an event that can take place based off a die roll. We do it after every weather phase for the month of August, which we're moved into August now. And the Germans will roll, and the Russians will roll for the forces in this box as well. When the event occurs, the Germans' forces will arrive before the Russians, in all likelihood. So it'll be interesting to see what happens when we bring 4 powerful divisions on, joining the 2 that just joined, and some extra support forces there. So could be a bit of a chance for a counterattack. The Germans certainly need that, and the forces they have now are not sufficient enough to counter with any meaning. They'd be quickly surrounded and destroyed, which I'm a little concerned about now anyways. So, alright, on to turn 12.